Four people have been charged after a newly engaged mom was killed by falling bricks on a building site. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Michaela Bohr was hit by a pallet that fell from a 100-foot crane on a building site in Mile End, East London. The 29-year-old, who had got engaged just 2 weeks before, was rushed to hospital but tragically died on March 29, 2018. Now building company Higgins Homes plc has been charged with corporate manslaughter and offences under Section 3 of the Health and Safety at Work Act 1974. Four men have also been charged with gross negligence manslaughter and health and safety offences following the horror. They are crane operator Alexander McInnes, 32, crane supervisor Dawood Mon, 59, Stephen Carlson, 68, who was responsible for compiling the lifting plan for the site, and site manager Thomas Anstis, 68. All of the defendants are set to appear at Westminster Magistrates Court on June 16. Michaela, who ran a jewellery company, was struck by the bricks after she dropped her young son off at nursery in Tower Hamlets. She died in hospital 2 days later after suffering catastrophic head injuries. Malcolm McAfee, head of the Crown Prosecution Service's Special Crime Division, said, following a review of the evidence from the Metropolitan Police and the Health and Safety Executive, HSE, we have authorized criminal charges against a company and 4 individuals in relation to the death of 30-year-old Michaela Bohr in 2018. Ms. Bohr died after being struck by falling bricks as she walked on the pavement past a building site on the corner of Burdett Road in Bow, East London, on March 27, 2018. The Crown Prosecution Service reminds all concerned that criminal proceedings against these defendants are now active and that they have the right to a fair trial. It is extremely important that there should be no reporting, commentary or sharing of information online which could in any way prejudice these proceedings. The morning had unfolded like so many others in the quiet corner of Westfield, where rows of red brick townhouses lined the suburban street and the sun peeked shyly through spring clouds. Birds sang with a casual authority over the thrum of a slowly waking town. Life went on, punctual and uneventful. Mothers hurried toddlers into car seats, buses hissed at their stops, and construction workers climbed scaffolds with practiced ease. Among them was Ella Carter, 29, who gripped her son Milo's small hand as they walked the familiar 3 blocks to the Rainbow Steps nursery. She wore her usual coat with the scuffed buttons, and her eyes, though tired, held that brightness reserved for young mothers in love with their child. Her life had recently begun to take a new shape. She'd left a difficult relationship, started part-time work at a local cafe, and enrolled in online classes in child psychology. Things weren't easy. There were unpaid bills, childcare gaps, and late nights. But for once, there was movement, direction, the possibility of a better future. She walked with the weight of all of it, ambition, exhaustion, hope, bound invisibly around her shoulders. The nursery stood beside an old commercial block being redeveloped into upscale flats. The building site had been part of the background noise for months, metal clanging, drills whining, the occasional curse shouted into the wind. Each day, Ella passed it without much thought. The fencing was high, though crooked in places, and a bright plastic sheet with the developer's logo flapped noisily from the scaffold. She always found it a little odd how hastily the structure had gone up, how it seemed to swell higher each day with almost unnatural speed. Still, it wasn't her world. She kissed Milo on the forehead before the nursery gate, stooped to adjust his collar, and sent him toward the waiting arms of his key worker. Her hair blew gently across her face as she stood, ready to turn and head back home. And then the air changed. No sound preceded it, no warning cry, no siren, no burst of panic. Just a sudden shift, like the inhalation of fate. In one eternal, frozen second, bricks began to fall. It wasn't a full wall, nor even a large collapse, but a cascade, 16 bricks from a temporary hoist unsecured at the scaffold's upper deck, loosened by carelessness, by shortcuts, by speed, by negligence. They came fast and without aim, pulled by gravity's cold indifference. By the time they struck, there was no time to move. The weight crushed her instantly. The bright spring day fractured into screams, gasps, scattering pigeons, and the sound of someone's coffee cup shattering on the pavement. She died on the spot, crumpled in the shade of the building site she'd never stepped foot inside. A red smear darkened the pavement beside the green plastic fencing. Inside the nursery, someone cried out. The key worker turned. Milo, only 3 years old, didn't understand. He had only just waved goodbye.